First things first, I'll ask, in the wash-up from that big win over the Jets, how's the squad travelling? How have they all pulled up? Because you do have a host of injuries. Has anybody joined them on the treatment table?
No. So thankfully no one else has joined. So yeah, look, it was good. We are a little bit thin at the minute, especially Danny's also away with the international duty. So hopefully she comes back. She'll arrive back on Sunday. So, and a very long flight, but I think the biggest thing is that she arrives back healthy and no injuries, and then hopefully we can look after everyone to the end of the season. I think not just us, but the whole league itself. You never like to see players get injured, and KK as well from Victory. As a player, you don't want to see anyone get injured. So you want to face everyone that starts the season. You want them there for the whole season, because as a former player, I know how much the love and how much enjoyment you get from being on the pitch. And even when you're out for a week and you're watching your teammates train, and you're in the gym or you're on the side, it's always hard. So we wish best wishes to everyone that's injured, and we hope to see everyone back really quickly, because the league needs all its best players on the pitch.
Because the unfortunate news that Leia and Caitlin are going to be out for the rest of the season. I mean, obviously late on, somewhat medium-term injuries can become season-long injuries at this point of the campaign. But your other long-term absences, I think Bubs, Carly, Naomi, is there any chance you might get them back before the end of the season?
Look, Naomi and Bubs are the two that are most likely that will get back. So Naomi is probably a little bit sooner than Bubs. So maybe in the coming week or two, we should see Naomi be able to... She's already training with a little bit of modification, and Bubs is a bit similar with a slightly more modified. So yeah, well, look, we're looking forward to introducing them back as well. Unfortunately for, like you said, Leah and Caitlin, they'll be out for the season, and it's nothing too major with Katie. It's more just a little cleanup. I think there was a bit of meniscus, or again, don't quote me on that. I'm not the medical team to be precise, but yeah. And Leah's also was very unfortunate just in the warm up, a movement that she does all the time, very innocuous, and moved to the side, and it just went over, and unfortunately required surgery. And so yeah, she's a player that we will definitely miss. And but again, yeah, we're looking forward to welcoming back those two, hopefully in the coming weeks. But again, it's similar squad to what we had last week, and everyone's been good this week. We've been training well. Today's the day off for us, so hopefully no messages today that anything's happened on a day off, which would be great. So yeah, but again, like we said at the start of the week, it's Derby week, and it's a week we all look forward to, and not just us, but all of Australia. In the men's and the women's game, it's something that's on the calendars, and it's a big build up. So we're looking forward to it Monday at Amy. So should be a great game, and in the context of the season, both teams in the hunt for finals and leading into finals. So we're really looking forward to it, and it should be a great game on Monday.
Because not just hunt for finals, but mathematically you're still in the running for the premiership as well, especially considering that the week after the derby you get Sydney FC at home. Just in terms of all of these injury-wise, depth-wise, how are you feeling about your squad getting into the final weeks of the regular season and then finals? I mean, obviously you'd rather have all of these players available. Do you think you've got enough depth to stick with it during this extended season?
Yeah, I think so. Look, we've got good quality, and we've got good young players as well that are ready if required. And everyone that came on the weekend made a good impact. And so look, sometimes it is what it is. There's going to be injuries, there's going to be challenges thrown at you, but we've got the way we work. Everyone understands what's required, what we need to do in every specific moment, and we've all prepared. We get everyone ready, and it's the same this week in preparation for Melbourne Victory. So everyone will be ready, everyone will know their role. So if anything does happen, again, touch wood, that everyone's fine, that we've got people that are ready to come in and slot in and play their part as well.
And at the game against the Jets, it was 1-0 with 10 minutes to go, and then all of a sudden you've turned on pardon the pun, turned on the Jets towards the end of the game. What went right in the final 10 minutes now that you've done the analysis? Was it just the damn wall broke after all your good work? What was it?
Look, I think so. I think earlier than that we created very good chances, and it was probably just a little bit of composure in the final third was probably a little bit lacking, and a few other things that I wasn't too happy with. Also in terms of our build up and how we sort of looked to attack them, they dropped off into a bit of a lower block, and we were sort of a little bit too far away from their block and playing from a little bit deeper. So a few things that we addressed at half time, and then we made the swap of Wilkie with Holly to bring Holly onto the left, bring Wilkie more central. And, it'll take time because, we've reintroduced Kote after 2 months. We've reintroduced Holly, first time this season starting. Then you reintroduce all the internationals that were away that came back, so that didn't work with us and throughout those 2 weeks, and then a bye. So, all in all positive that we know we've got goals in us, and again, we need to be more ruthless when we do have those chances early on, that we can put games away and then we can really control the game. So sometimes we're a little bit forcing the play a little bit too much, but all in all quite positive. But there were things that we've shown and we've worked on, and we'll look to improve for Monday.
So I did want to ask you about that. Obviously, you're running out very talented attacking lineup with Kote, Hannah, and Holly there, all in the starting lineup. It's going to take time for them to gel. It's going to take time, I imagine, for you to find the right sort of deployment and responsibilities and roles for them to work in sync. How are you figuring that out on the pitch against the Jets, and now with another week's worth of training?
Look, it's one that all three have their different qualities. So sometimes it'll depend on the opponent, where we maybe want to target, what side we maybe want to go on. So that could alter how we do it, and where maybe the positioning of other players around that. If we're targeting a specific side, or we're looking where we look to attack, and then also how we want to defend, where their strengths and weaknesses are. So again, we look at how we want to approach a game, and then obviously with the quality of those players, we want to put them in positions where they can be most effective. So we thought, we penetrated a lot behind with Wilkie, and then we probably weren't getting Holly as much into the game against the Jets. And again, it's a new, and probably going into that 10 where it's, the runs, the positioning that you need to take up. And we thought with her run from deeper, I could really exploit them. And then when they dropped into that lower block and made it, the space wasn't there in behind, then we thought, okay, let's try. Then we'll bring Wilkie in, put Holly onto the left. So we can we had to alter it there. So things can change. Even, we think what may happen, and then things change come match day. So it could be the same, but when you've got quality like that up front, I think you could put them really anywhere. And then, as the game wore on, they started to, get that combination. They started to get a bit of that sense of what they're going to do. And Holly broke one-on-one, and, unfortunately, keeper made a great save. So, the pleasing thing was we were creating good chances, and I think it was just that. And even Briley Henry, she was excellent, her forward runs and the timing of her run. So she's really improved this season. So I think at the moment we've got, and I can't also not say about Chelsea, the impact she made off when she came off the bench to replace Holly. So she was excellent as well. So we've got, we're comfortable with what we've got, and I think, we can cause a lot of headaches, and it's just how can we, depending on which four are up front or three are up front, how we can give them the best chance to be successful on the weekend, and us as a team.
And in terms of opposition's strengths and weaknesses, you've got Melbourne Victory who are in some ways playing for their finals lives. They've got a bit of help with Canberra's points deduction, but they're still right in that mix for top four. What do you think Victory's strengths and weaknesses are?
Look, last time they were in a mid-block against us at Casey Fields, where they probably tried to play a little bit more on the counter-attack against us. They'd press us when we were building up in front of our goals. So whether or not it'll be the same, I've reviewed their last few games, and I was at Amy Park to watch them against Adelaide. So again, we've seen Adelaide against similar sort of, how they open up to build up, similar-ish to us, maybe not quite the same, but in terms of goal kicks, how Beattie was forcing it more down that left side, and then Tatham would jump in that moment. So again, we've seen a couple of things but again, it could change. They've had 2 weeks to prepare specifically for our game, where they had the bye. So, and then, unfortunately for them, they've lost KK in that time as well. So we know how important she is in their midfield and the class that she brings. So, we're looking forward to a game. And like you said, I think Melbourne Victory, when it's again, can't remember the word you use exactly, when it's a bit tough at times, I guess that's when they're at their most dangerous. And we know their front three with Beattie, she's their creator. Against Adelaide, I thought she was excellent, and Melina's getting better every week, returning also back from injury, and Zimmerman, she also scored. You can see the quality she has. scores, takes a touch from 40 metres out, puts a top corner. So, we'll have to be, and then again, at the back, they're very strong at the back. I imagine Leah will probably fill up that right back, depending how the young girls return back from international duty after their long haul trip, probably about 30 to 40 hours. So, so again, we've analysed everyone, we've looked at everyone. So regardless who they put, we'll have a plan in place. We respect their quality. We respect, their coach. He's got a, excellent pedigree of coaching in the men's game and the women's game. So very experienced, and it's an excellent challenge for us and an excellent challenge for me coming up against a very experienced coach that he can change things within the game, can give you different approaches. So it's hard to prepare against Melbourne Victory.
One thing I did want to get your insight into, Dario, obviously since the time you've last played them, Victory's also lost Alex Chidiac. She's returned back from her loan to Racing Louisville. In your analysis of Victory in that Adelaide game, post Alex Chidiac versus what they were before, what did Alex Chidiac bring to that side, and what attributes did she possess?
Look, she was excellent for them. Her drive from midfield, she's always, she picks up in good pockets of space, and then once she beats her marker and she starts running at defences, it's very hard then because of the speed. And then when you have Beattie as well, those two combine very, very well, and they were very, very effective and very damaging. So, we still know we've got that threat to deal with, but without Chids, she's been excellent this year, and it's it's a loss for them, but it's a similar case for us with Amina, where we had also a phenomenal player that unfortunately we lost 2 months prior to her loan ending. So these are just part of it. I think same as us, we understood that she would leave on loan. Victory have understood that Chids would leave also on loan, but for the time that she was here, she definitely improved the league, and she was I think everyone enjoyed watching her play when she took the pitch.